sight of a double life taken is no place to be after dark, and the guys in this video discover that the hard way. Published on YouTube by the V family in October 2017, this ghost investigation is packed with all the elements of fear, a storm, an abandoned house in the woods, and a Ouija board. Host Aiden reveals the mansion's chilling backstory. Two male lovers built it during a time when their relationship was not accepted. Tragically, their lives were taken within these walls. In 1982, the suspects were sentenced to life in prison, but the investigation unearthed cult tools in Erie Decker, turning the case into a media frenzy. The men were labeled as devil worshippers, which only added to the dark mystique of the location. Now back to the video. The ghost hunters set out at midnight during the storm, aiming to reach Corpsewood Manor by 3:00 a.m. They drive deep into the woods and eventually venture on foot along a narrow path, uncertain of their direction. The atmosphere is tense, with the wind howling and branches snapping in the storm. After navigating a fork in the road, they finally arrive at the forsaken manor, its silhouette looming ominously against the stormy sky. Aiden hears a low, rumbling sound, which he admits could just be thunder, but the unease in the air makes him question what else might be lurking in the darkness. Each creak of the old house seems to echo their fears, heightening their anxiety as they prepare to confront whatever may await them inside. As they gather their courage, the chilling history of the mansion weighs heavily on their minds, intensifying the sense of dread with every step they take toward the unknown.
I heard like a grumbling, but that might have been thunder.
He mentions that their camera, fully charged, keeps shutting off whenever they try to use the Ouija board at 3 a.m. They begin by asking the board if anyone had their life taken there, but nothing responds. However, they do hear a sound nearby. Aiden decides to investigate, believing it sounds like someone walking. As the tension builds, the others remain on edge, whispering nervously and glancing around, trying to pinpoint the source of the noise in the eerie silence of the night.
I heard someone over there. Weird.
Jared is on edge after hearing another sound in the trees. He suspects it might just be the wind.
Dude, I heard something.
No, you did not.
They decide to leave because Jared can't handle it any longer. Can you blame him? Aiden remembers that when he used the Ouija board and opened a portal to the spirit world, he forgot to say goodbye. Since then, he claims strange things have been occurring, including unsettling dreams and objects moving inexplicably. The air feels thick with unease, and shadows seem to flicker just beyond their vision. All I know is that place definitely feels haunted, and they can't shake the sense that they're not alone, even as they retreat into the night. Each step away from the manor brings a mix of relief and lingering dread, leaving them to wonder what they might have unleashed. Musta Sven is one of the few brave paranormal explorers from Iraq, and he's undoubtedly among the best in the field. In this video, he takes on a 24-hour challenge at a haunted, abandoned house that he's always feared to explore. It doesn't take long before paranormal entities begin making their presence known, and all the eerie moments are captured on 2 different cameras. The unsettling events start with small oddities, like a shadow moving strangely in the hallway behind him. While it could be dismissed as his hand, the shadow doesn't quite match his movements, and the angles seem off. Soon after, more bizarre and creepy footage is captured, including objects inexplicably moving on their own. The atmosphere becomes increasingly intense, leaving Sven and the viewers on edge as the night unfolds, revealing even more strange occurrences that defy explanation. With every passing moment, the suspense builds, making it clear that something truly otherworldly is at play. The backpack is actually well balanced and shouldn't tip over, which makes it even more frustrating for him when it does. He attempts to recreate the situation, but is unable to do so. Aside from the eerie noises, the backpack is just one of many objects caught on camera moving on its own during this haunted night. A stone silently dislodges from the mantle and crashes to the ground, quickly followed by another. It's as if the poltergeist is tearing the house apart brick by brick, determined to scare this ghost hunter away at any cost. The tension in the air thickens, and Sven can't shake the feeling that he's being watched. A padlock suddenly starts bouncing on its own, as if a ghost is attempting to unlock the door.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Watch closely and let me know if you think this is a poltergeist or just someone on the other side of the door poking through the crack with the cracking. Just when I started to believe this video might not be paranormal, it quickly turned into one of the creepiest things I've seen in a long time. A rising wail of spirits closing and makes him realize that this 24-hour challenge needs to be cut about 20 hours short, prompting him to finally leave. DenCel, a popular YouTuber known for exploring some of the creepiest abandoned places on Earth, embarks on a chilling journey to a derelict house just outside Baltimore City. This location holds dark memories as the former residence of the notorious Stephen Craig Johnson, who, in 1983, tragically took the life of his child during a violent episode fueled by delusions. The case gained infamy throughout the East Coast, and since then, it appears that no one has dared to inhabit the house again. As Dan ventures deeper into the eerie interior, a heavy atmosphere of sadness and despair clings to every room. Amidst the debris and wreckage, he stumbles upon a strange handwritten letter tucked away in a closet. The letter, adorned with illustrations of a woman on both sides, contains a brief paragraph warning about the evil that permeates the house and suggests possible measures to combat it. However, Dan notices that the ink and paper don't seem aged enough to be from the 1980s, raising suspicions that it might have been placed there more recently by someone exploring the haunting location. Feeling a mix of intrigue and anxiety, Dan presses on, determined to uncover the house's secrets. He ascends to the second floor, where he finds himself in a stale attic cluttered with old documents and heaps of trash. Just as he prepares to leave, he locks eyes with an unsettling presence that has been silently observing him all along. A vulture, the notorious scavenger of the dead. It sits calmly on the floor, its gaze both expectant and almost prideful, as if it knows the dark history of this place. The sight of the vulture sends a chill down Dan's spine. He recalls tales of omens and the belief that such birds are harbingers of misfortune, further intensifying the eerie atmosphere. Is this animal a mere coincidence, or does it signify something more sinister? With every creak of the old floorboards and every rustle of the wind through the broken windows, Dan's heart races. The feeling of being watched is palpable, as if the very walls are whispering secrets of the past. As he prepares to exit the attic, he feels a strong urge to document his experience, knowing that sharing these unsettling moments with his viewers could resonate deeply with those fascinated by the macabre. The combination of the unsettling letter, the vulture, and the haunting atmosphere of the abandoned home paints a vivid picture of despair and unresolved darkness. Dan leaves the house with more questions than answers. YouTuber Dark Life claims this is the worst EHF find he's ever come across in an abandoned house. Dennis adds that he didn't bring his tent, so he won't be staying overnight.
Ладно, пойду я дальше, не буду терять время. Сегодня я без палатки, поэтому ночевать я здесь не буду оставаться.
Later, a spirit confirms her presence inside.
Здесь кто-нибудь есть из мира мертвых?
The spirit mentions that she recalls her relatives.
Помнишь что-нибудь из жизни? Ты что-нибудь помнишь из жизни?
While standing in the dark, Dennis accidentally steps on a hornet's nest, sending a swarm of angry hornets buzzing around him.
Опа. Я попал.
He leaves the camera down there to avoid getting stung, but something causes the camera to spin around. I'm not sure what caused that, but it definitely wasn't a hornet. When the next generation has no interest in the family property tucked away in the middle of nowhere, things take an eerie turn. In a video by Jordan and Chris, they venture into an abandoned house deep in the countryside, left untouched for years. They manage to squeeze under the garage door and skillfully break in using a credit card. Inside, they discover a charming old piano, perfect for a ghostly musician. As they explore further, they notice something unsettling: someone lurking outside.
Dude, there's a dude outside.
What? Hasn't this place been abandoned for like ever?
Is it the home's caretaker or something far more mysterious? Using a pendulum, they begin asking questions to the spirits within. When they ask if the spirits are in good spirits, the answer is a chilling no. Later, they request the spirits to reveal their presence, and the response leaves them on edge.
Are you present with us here in this house?
As their panic sets in, the ghosts show no signs of relenting. The unsettling presence only intensifies, keeping them on edge with every moment.
Did that seriously just happen?
Calm down. Calm down. What is going on? Is that you?
Despite everything, the guys decide to stay. Once more, they ask if any spirits are present, and this time, the reply comes in the form of a haunting melody. The piano begins to play on its own, continuing even after they've bolted out of the house.
No way, dude.
Dude,
No way. Did that piano just seriously play by itself?
do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, no.
Yet, they return again, with the piano still playing on its own. But this time, things escalate. The ghost goes full poltergeist. It quickly becomes clear why this house was abandoned in the first place.
What was it? Go. You go first, man.
I don't want to be in this
Dude,
place.
I don't want to.
Straight up. Oh, dude, why are you laughing right now?
What is going on? I'm delirious.
While exploring an abandoned house, always keep an eye on your surroundings. Things can change before you realize it. Published in March 2021, the eerie footage you're about to see was recorded in France around 11:00 p.m. Two paranormal investigators cautiously navigate through the shadows of what appears to be an empty room. Suddenly, they discover it's not so empty after all. Behind a picture leaning against the wall, a dark figure quickly moves out of sight as the light brushes over it. The movement happens so fast that it's hard to make out the details of what the figure is, but it appears to be crouching slightly, rising before disappearing from view. The crew cautiously approaches the hallway to investigate, only to find nothing. Did the figure silently slip into one of the adjacent rooms? Or, as some believe, did it vanish into thin air altogether? The investigators are left with more questions than answers as the chilling atmosphere grows thicker. The suspense heightens with every step, making you wonder what truly lies hidden in the darkest corners of abandoned places like this.